So someone in their comments recently asked me if you could apply color to multiple frames in Blender. And I said, no, you can't do that. And then I researched it and yeah, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. So I had no idea what I was talking about. Now, granted, it's not a function that I had used in the past, and it never occurred to me to do that. And they mentioned Toon Boom Harmony, so I went and looked at the functionality there, and yes. So this works very similar to that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I took an old animation that I did for a different video and broke it down. And then I want to show you how to apply that color to multiple frames, so it'll save you some time when you're coloring your different drawings in Blender Grease Pencil. Hope you found this video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. So here I'm in Blender, and I'm in 4.1. I don't have any add-ons or anything special, so if you're using a standard version of Blender, you should be seeing the same thing. So I'm going to go over this scene real quick, and if I hit play, you can see what the animation looks like, and I removed the color from the original. If you look at the outliner, you can see I have 4 objects. I have the Batman Grease Pencil object. I have a background that's currently turned off, a rain effect that's also turned off, and the camera. So with the Batman Grease Pencil object selected, if I go down to the Properties menu, you can see that I have the Grease Pencil object here, and I currently have 3 layers. Now when I originally did this, I only had 1 layer, and I drew everything on 1 layer, and then I colored it on a separate layer. I didn't have any of the drawings broken up, like I didn't have the hands on 1 layer or the mouth or the eyes, so it was just all 1 drawing, and then I colored it by hand. So for this example, I actually broke out some of the parts. If I turn this off, you can see I have the eyes, and if I play that, that's kind of interesting. And then if I turn on cape and cowl lines, you can see that I just have the cape and the cowl. So the next thing I want to show you is the materials. So if I go to the materials, you can see I have some materials here that we won't be using because I used these with the original, but I just want to keep them in here. So everything drawn is with the solid stroke material, and then we'll be using the cowl and cape material. The rest of these we won't use. So one thing about this is I want to keep the colors separate from the line art because it just gives you more flexibility. The simplest way to do that is if I go to my Grease Pencil properties, I've got Batman selected. I've got cape and cowl turned on, the rest of them off. Now I currently have the solid stroke as my material. So I'm going to go back to the materials tab. I'm going to hit this plus button to create a new material. And I'm going to click new. And I'm going to change that name to color outlines. Okay, you see currently I have a stroke selected and no fill. I'm going to turn off the stroke as well. So now you see I have a blank material. So I'm going to go to edit mode up here at the top left, change my mode to edit mode. Now this multi-frame option up here is what's going to allow us to do various things to our frames. So primarily I'm going to show you how to use it to color, but I also want to show you how to change the material using it. So if I click on that icon, you see nothing's happening, and that's because I don't have any frames selected. So I'm going to left click and drag, and now I've selected all those frames. And now if I turn it back on, you can see I now have all my drawings. So in order to change that material, I'm going to left click and drag on all these. So I've selected them, you can see that. And now since I'm in edit mode and I'm in the materials tab, I have color outlines selected. Currently it's solid stroke. If I hit assign, you can now see it's changed. So if I click in here and I turn off multi-frame, so now what you're looking at is the outlines of the drawings. I don't actually have any stroke or anything like that on them because again, my material, both of those are turned off. So I need these to serve as a container for my color, but I don't need them to have any kind of stroke or anything like that. So now that I've changed that, and by the way, I was in stroke mode up here when I did that. I think it would probably work in points mode as well, but I was in stroke mode just in case you're following along. So I'm going to go back to draw mode. So before I show you how to do this, I do want to go over some of the fill options up here. So if I click on the far left, and by the way, here is the fill option, it's the paint bucket. So I've selected that and I'm in draw mode. So if I click on this far left icon, this gives me my brush options, and I currently only have 1. I think you could create some customs if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use this as is. And that's just the name of the bucket, fill area. You can see that again if I click on that. Next to that is our materials, and I currently have color outlines selected. Now next to that is our material mode, and I'm currently in materials. The next one is color attribute, which if you want to color by hand and be able to color pick colors quickly, you can use that. But I usually stick with the materials option because if I change a material over here in the materials tab, change the color, change the fill, things like that, it automatically updates across anywhere that has been used. So I prefer the flexibility the materials give. The color index, I would probably use that if I was like hand painting textures and things like that. Things that I'm not going to change and I want a little more artistic license with that. So in this plus and minus, this is adding color or inverting the color. Now the main ones I want to talk about are these three. So precision is how accurately it fills the boundary that you're putting the color into. So higher values, it says right here, will be more accurate but slower. I'm going to leave that at 1 for now to see what result we get with that value. The dilate and contract option, if you fill with that, if you do a minus, it's going to be just slightly within the boundary. So you might have some empty space around that. And then dilate would be making it outside the boundary. So mine are pretty accurate, so I'm going to leave that at 0. But if you wanted to fill a little bit beyond your boundary or a little bit within your boundary, say you've got a really thick stroke and you want to be just slightly inside that, you could set this to a lower number. And thickness is the radius of the boundary stroke in pixels. So that also will affect how thick your fill is. So if you go to this drop down under advanced here, you have some additional options. The main one I'll be concerned about is gap closure. So it won't fill if you have lines that aren't connected. So if there's some empty space between your boundaries, you might have an issue getting those to fill. So if I scroll out, you can see here, and I move through the timeline, I've gone through and connected everything at the bottom. So I know ahead of time I don't have any gaps. So if the fill tool is not working for you, you may have some gaps and it's not filling that area for you. Instead of going in and correcting that, you could also try the gap closure, so you can increase this size here, and that'll help fill in some areas even if the lines aren't connected. So with cape and cow lines selected as my layer, I'm going to turn on eyes. So you can see I currently have a cowl and cape color up here that I used in the previous one. So I'm going to click on that to make it my active material. You could also do this at the top left. So I'm going to select all of my keyframes. And then we'll go up here and turn on the multi-frame, which is this one right here. And now you can see all of my keyframes are showing. So I need to do to color these is select the fill tool. I'm going to hit Control and click outside of these frames, outside of the drawings. Just click once. And you can see it filled all those at once. So if I come out of multi-frame and I scroll through, and you see it's filled everything. Now the issue with this is that my eyes were on at the time. So it filled those too. Now if I click on the eyes, because you can see they're filled in too, and I go to my materials and click eyes as my color, go back, turn on multi-frame, hit Control and click outside of the drawings. Now scroll through here, you can see it changed everything to white. Now what it's doing is it's changing the color of all the drawings across all the layers. And I've tried locking this and it doesn't work. So you actually have to turn off layers for this to work. So I'm going to hit undo. So now I'm back to black. So now if I turn off cape and cowl and then hit Control click and turn it back on, then we'll come out of multi-frame. Now you can see my eyes are the right color. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're breaking things up with the intention of doing multi-frame coloring. You need to make sure things are on different layers and then turn those layers off when you do color. And one benefit to having the color separate from the stroke is if I turn off multi-frame, I scroll in, you can see that stroke's kind of rough. But if I go to my layers and turn back on overall outlines, you can see my strokes, which are rough themselves, cover up that. And that's how you color multiple frames at once in Blender Grease Pencil. So if you found this video helpful, if so, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.